Okay, then we'll go back to where we left off last time. And it was on this question that I asked, and you asked us to individually prepare to contribute to it. So I asked, can one lose touch with oneself as a free being of pure light forever? We know the decisions that people make in creation, and how low some beings have descended. Like you have the reptilians, and you have uh, others with different kinds of physical bodies. So, what I want to ask is, can one be lost in creation, actually, forever?
Thank you for repeating that question. Yes, and my answer is that it's very simple. Everything is possible. Okay, so does that scare you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very possible. And so again, what does it break down to? Choice. Yes, of course. Everything is possible. Anything that you can decide or ask, imagine, whatever. Again, we've been conditioned and indoctrinated, educated a particular way to where, oh, okay, this is possible because we can think it and see it and imagine it, but that isn't over there. Everything is possible. Okay? Everything is possible. This is what's coming up is the universal community like nothing else. Nothing else on the earth and in creation, but it's coming. And people have to be ready to see it. And not everybody will, very few will. So again, it's possible. So yeah, you can say, oh no, you can't be, or you could be burned in hell forever, whatever. These are ideas. Learn to see the difference between ideas and what is possible, because life is an isness. The reality of life is an isness. Creation is creation. This is where you learn to see the difference between the two, and the study of your five bodies and how they apply in creation, and the ideas that you create about yourself, creation, and life itself. You see? So again, yeah, this is survival. This is a survival course so that you are not the effect. And yes, it is possible to stay unaware in creation forever, but you decide when you want to wake up and surpass that, you see? But it is possible. So it's all about choice, isn't it? So it's time to wake up. But if you don't, then you're unconscious. You're the unconscious effect of everything in creation because it ain't going to stop. The influence is all through creation. Okay? And it lives off of people that are unconscious and that are constantly being influenced and are willing to be influenced. This is it. Most people don't, a lot of people want to be influenced by things. So they've set it up to where this reality exists in the consciousness. And this is where you look at the world, it's not doing good. It's self-destructing along with creation itself because this is the cycle that's been decided. Within the unconsciousness of the overall consciousness, we'll just take this planet, that's why the planet is doing what it's doing because people are allowing it. It's not getting better, it's getting worse every day, and there's only so much time. You see, so it's recognizing that. So yes, if you don't wake up and make the decision, I'm not saying you cannot make the decision for everybody else, but you can start with yourself and you learn to see what's taking place with the real guides. And if you want to step up and take part to where just starting a Skype group or something like that, etc., to let other people know, share the new you, whatever, so people can wake up and start to see what's going on, so they can see what they're doing unconsciously, what they're agreeing to unconsciously. Yes, for the most part, people can stay eternally, forever, until they decide otherwise. They will just keep going. They will keep projecting into future lifetimes, into the astral, causal, mental, back to the physical. They'll just go back and forth like a game board, okay? Like Parcheesi, whatever. like Monopoly around the game board. They'll just keep going around the game board until they wake up and start to see what's going on. And that's what we do. Yes, Charles. So anything is possible, young man.
You often say we have just so much time. Time is drawing near, and this gives some apocalyptic undertones, just like the religionists do. And I guess the various real guides who passed through this earth in their time, I would guess they also warned humanity that there was just so much time left before everything, before darkness descends on the earth and everything is over. So I also believe that this admonition has been going on for as long as we can imagine. Do you think that the real guides in their own epoch did not present the teachings of the East in such low terms that you're presenting now, or did they waive the fact that humanity had just so much time left, or has it come to a focal point just with your advent, by your appearance on the scene? Has the message been this way in past ages, or has it just reached a focal point during your mission here, Duane?
Yes, I get the idea, and it does sound, the overtones sound like that, but there's more to it. With the religious things, that is about control. Okay, they're always forecasting doom. I'm not forecasting doom. What I'm talking about is because of the choices people make. You see, there's a difference. And they're not seeing the choices they make. It's kind of like this. I'll start off with the first example. If you're a farmer and you have fruit trees, when that fruit is ripe, you only have so much time to pick that fruit, and then it's rotten. You see, you only have so much time. So there's the warning. It's like, hey, you better get up and pick the fruit. Okay, it's not that it's doom. It's just that, well, now you have to go into next year. If you missed it, if you overslept and the fruit is falling off the trees and the birds and the worms are eating it, well, then you got to go into next year, which would be like another lifetime, you see? So here's the idea. Let's look at what's been taking place just in the United States. Okay, we'll use the United States as an example, 300 years ago. Just 300 years, that's nothing, okay? Look at the difference from the cowboy and Indian days, and actually the Native Americans that were here, to now. And all of a sudden, zowie. Look at the world, how it's changed in the last 300 years. And now we're at the brink to where, we have nuclear weapons, we got lasers, we got satellites, thousands and thousands of satellites all over the planet up there. We got microwaves, everybody's being fried, ruined, everything is poisoned. Okay, does that give you an indication of something? So in other words, here's the idea. When a person has an illness, and one of the boys says, you better take care of this illness because you're not, or otherwise you're not going to last long. But the individual goes, well, I'll be okay, whatever. So they let it go, and all of a sudden the physical body has died. And then they pass over to the real side, and they're looking at their situation objectively now. Okay, now they're seeing their situation objectively. It's like, gee whiz, I could have done something about that, etc. And at the same time, because they didn't listen, they probably still have tap lines, emotional attachments, so, and then desires and whatever into future things. And so they're going to have to go back. Where what I'm saying is that, it is suggested that you learn to wake up now and get with this. It's for you. And see, I don't think of myself. There is no me. All right. I see the world and I see the individuals like yourself or others that are struggling to understand. That's what the projects are about, to get something going constantly for others, you see, because I'm fine. So I don't have to focus on myself. Okay. I don't have to wonder, gee, will I be saved or whatever. It's nonsense. There's no such thing anyhow. It's an isness. I recognize it. Everything's fine. So it's not about me. It's about everything that's taking place. And when we get to 5 and 6G, and when everything is totally polluted and you cannot breathe, just like some of the countries like Peking and China, whatever, where they're wearing masks and the pollution is so bad, look at Mars, look at Venus, look at Jupiter and the other planets. The reptilians have already destroyed them. And look at all the people on the Earth. They're waiting for this place to self-destruct. It's so cool. Look at the movies. Look at everybody with their tattoos and their devil worshiping and their rock and their heavy metal music and their movie star stuff and all that. It's not a put down, but look at, they keep contributing, and the politicians and the governments and the reptilians, they all contribute to this. Again, people are becoming more aware. So the reptilians want to maintain their human farming here. But at the same time, if people become too aware and they retaliate, they don't want that either. So they will constantly keep poisoning people down with the chemtrails, the Wi-Fi, the smart meters, GMO food, vaccines, whatever it takes. And how many people from this will wake up where most people say, well, I don't believe that. You see, again, it's a little whim in their mind thinking that, oh, that idea will just take care of everything. Well, it won't. It's a reality, and this is where, when I'm saying that we only have so much time, because you know what? When it reaches a point to where everything is poisoned, polluted, and everybody's sick and dying on the streets, that's the Walking Dead movies, okay? That's the future here. So unless people really decide to wake up and see what's going on and do something about it, not just recycle their tin cans, okay, it's going down the tubes rapidly, and there's only so much time. This is not a prediction of doom. It's a reality that everybody is deciding, mainly unconsciously. The reptilians and the world controllers really don't care the knowledge that people have. They just laugh about that because they've got them tap-lined unconsciously. And so the real guys are not going to live your life. You have to step up and do this. This is where it becomes very, very real. And again, many people think there's a la-la land out there. There is no la-la land here. This is a struggle, and anything that looks good out there, they've created as an appearance, like Disneyland and all of these things, your dream house and your next job and all these things to make it look good. Yes, have these things, but if they come first in your life, okay, if they come first in your life before recognizing the true reality life is, then you're not going to survive this situation. It's just that simple. You make the choice. You make the choice altogether. So, Charles, it's a very interesting situation we're in. And again, there is a difference. The marketing ploy of doomsday, which has always been, they always use that. They use that to scare people. Again, I'm just simply saying that you want to survive this. You want to be able to be aware when you pass over, or do you want to be in the same old ideas that you've created here this lifetime? And you will be. You will not, most of the time when people pass over, they don't even realize where they're at. And those people that are thinking, well, I just want to be 6 feet under when I go, and there's nothing else. I know I want to be 6 feet under. Guess what? You probably will be. You'll probably be screaming in that casket 6 feet underground because you chose it. That's how real it gets. You chose your own hell. I would suggest to see the movie What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams, give you a good idea of the attitudes people have, etc. The movies give a good objective view, but we're in a real scenario here, very real. And again, people look at, hey, the White House, thinking that, oh, gee, everything's fine. No, it's not. They are the supreme deceptors. This country was set up as a takeover country for the world. It was a camouflage, deception that was created here. And what you're seeing as the United States, it's not that at all. And I don't care what people have ideas, their 4th of July and all that. That's just nonsense of just poisoning the earth even more. So all these things that people celebrate and look to and all their happiness and thrills, fine, have them. But guess what? You know what? It's not that at all. It's survival. There's a much better picture, a real life, but you have to recognize it, etc. So, this is an interesting situation we're in. And yes, it is really taking place. And every day that people allow it, it's going down the tubes. And there'll be a certain point to where it's all over the falls and the boys just step back. It's like, well, we tried, but most of those people didn't listen. Most of the people are going to go into future lifetimes, and it's going to be a lot worse. And the body type's going to be a lot worse because they didn't listen this lifetime. And so again, just to present this to the world, look at the few people that are here. And look what we've done. We're all over the place. Everybody that stepped up to contribute, the world sees us, but most of the time it's just like, oh, that's nothing. It's nonsense, whatever. And I understand that. I see their viewpoint, but at least we're giving them the opportunity, but they make the choice. And it's a very real position. Lucky you know this, and you know the real guides, and you recognize what you do. I suggest to continually do the new you no matter what happens, but at the same time, yes, you have a struggle with your personal life here. Take a real look around. Everything is poisoned and polluted. You think it's going to get better? Everything is, they're manufacturing poison every day. It's going into the sea, the air, your food. Everything you do, everything you touch is poisoned. It's everywhere, nanotechnology, etc. And these are the good old days. It's only going to get worse, because everybody keeps allowing and agreeing to it. Oh, yeah, there's a few people doing things and that out there, but overall the consciousness is still agreeing to it, because there's a backside to all this, and that is that the world controllers don't want it to get better. They want absolute control, and they know that these people that are unaware will go into future lifetimes, and they will have their robotized bodies ready for them, so they will completely obey. That's what's coming up next. That was the chip idea and et cetera, but they do it in different ways. They got mind control microwaves. Your 4G network is mind control. It's all mind control microwaves. It's everywhere, HARP, et cetera. Yeah, it's time to wake up, or just pretend, just stay in your la-la land and thinking that you're safe. Well, there is no la-la land here. There really is no la-la land. Yes, Charles, go ahead. So you see the difference? Yes. Yeah, marketing ploy and us creating a real benefit, letting people know that, hey, you want to survive, you better wake up, but it's your choice. You better listen.